Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jason and this channel is all about balcony gardening, houseplants and also mental health. Today I'm going to be doing a houseplant tour. This is my very first houseplant tour, so I cannot wait to show you. Now this is going to be a houseplant tour that's slightly different. My collection is not picture perfect, it's not Instagram perfect. There are holes all over the place, burns, crispy leaves, some dead plant. But I don't think that they're dead. I'm sure that I can revive them. But it's super important for me that we have a realistic expectation of houseplants, because sometimes I watch a lot of houseplant videos and houseplant tours and I always finish the video feeling a little bit crappy because my plants are never as good as everyone else's. And it's taken me a long time to realize that what we see on social media and what is actually real are two completely different things. So I want you to look at this tour and then see something that you can relate to. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to my 18th floor indoor cloud garden. It started off with one Monstera a year and a half ago, and now it's turned into my own little jungle. I'm missing pots and stands. It's not picture perfect, but I love it. The first thing to notice in my front room is the floor to ceiling windows. I get tons and tons of sunlight, at times too much, and we'll talk about that. This is the balcony door area. It's a southwest facing window. This door here leads out onto the cloud garden, and here I get evening sun. This is actually a Juliette balcony, but I don't tend to open it. This gets all of the morning sun. If it gets too hot or if I need to circulate the air, I can open the door like this, but I have to be careful. Living on a high rise, any other open windows turns the apartment into a vortex. This is my Monstera albo. Her name's Shaniqua. She was due to get her own solo video this week, but I didn't manage to complete it. She was 4 individual plants that I combined into one. Since combining, she's not produced any new leaves. In fact, in the petiole where the new leaf is, there's beginning to be a little bit of discoloration. So I'm going to wait until I finally see some new growth and then I'll make that video. However, all of her leaves have grown and no signs of discoloration on any of the other leaves. So she must be happy. I was fighting tooth and nail with the sun. I had to pause filming and come back later. Right next to Shaniqua is my Monstera Thai constellation. Since the last video, there's been no further discoloration in any of the leaves. In fact, I'm happy to say, she's even produced this brand new leaf, although this new leaf has barely any variegation whatsoever. But I'm just happy that she's healthy. This is the first of many Calatheas. Almost all of my Calatheas follow the same pattern. They continuously drop the 4th leaf. Here's a Syngonium pink splash. It was gifted to me in a swap, and I believe it's growing in pon. I love how the colour changes in the light. But one plant that really outdoes it is a Tradescantia Nanook. In the right light, it looks absolutely stunning. Being so close to the balcony garden door, this croton got attacked by aphids. In its weakened state, it then attracted spider mites and is currently in quarantine. I had to pinch the top, but as you can see, it's produced 2 new growths, and both of them look set to produce some new leaves. This Anthurium laceleaf is one of my project plants. She was in such a poor condition in the store that I had to speak to the manager to get a discount for each new leaf that she makes. I cut away one of the rotting ones. I've been documenting her journey, but I'm so proud to show you that she's now able to produce fully green leaves. Just look at how beautiful and glossy they are. I hate giving up on plants, so to see her come back makes me really happy. Projects like this one help my mental health. They remind me with the right care and nurture, you can bounce back. This is one of my newest syngoniums. I absolutely love the colour, but just look at how big the leaves are. It was dropping quite a few leaves at the bottom, but at the same time it's consistently producing brand new larger leaves. It looks beautiful right next to my Dieffenbachia, and for £7.99 from Lidl, this was a true find. This was just labelled as philodendron, so I don't know what the specific type is. If you know, please let me know in the comments below. But it's a mini beast, and I just love the glossy leaves. This was the first ever houseplant that literally shaded me. This peace lily ended up turning her white flowers to green just to let me know that she was not getting enough sunlight. I've got to give her credit, because after moving her, she has literally doubled in size. In time, I'll do separate videos on this anthurium, but I'll also do another one on the verrucosum. It's the only philodendron that I have that is on the struggle bus. In all fairness, I think it's due to underwatering. I've got to say, I am a philodendron king. I love them. This is an imperial green philodendron, and its leaves are just absolutely massive. And as you can see, it's producing a ton of aerial roots. Now, what I'm going to have to do soon is repot this, and I want to give it a moss pole as well so it can climb up. It's just phenomenal. Here's another one of my favorites. This is a philodendron Burle Max, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, it smells great too. I've had this for about 3 or 4 weeks, I think, and it is just producing roots after roots. Again, this is another one that it's going to need repotting as well. It is doing the absolute most here down the bottom with the aerial roots. I also have a baby variegated one, so let me show you that as well. This one is a lot smaller, and with this one there are, I think, 2 plants in here. One of the plants is variegated, the other isn't. It doesn't always produce variegated leaves. It's currently on the top shelf of the grow station, and it seems to be doing okay, although a couple of them did get burnt just like the rest of them. Let me show you some of the leaves. This one in particular, a full half and half, it's just a beautiful leaf. Chad steals all of the limelight. However, this is my philodendron pedatum. His name is Brett, and he's just simply stunning. Just look at how big and shiny his leaves are. His climbing roots have gone so far into the moss pole that I couldn't even slide his new moss pole into the old one. There were about 6 vines in here. 2 of them are racing to the top. The others were just putting out smaller leaves, but they're now on a mission to start climbing. So in a few months' time, they'll cover that moss pole. Spoiler alert for those of you watching my Lidl plant haul videos on TikTok, I eventually managed to find my Regal Shield Alocasia. Once again, £7.99, it's awesome. This is Kadisha. She's a Kentia palm. Used to look beautiful and full like these bottom leaves. Now she just looks like some raggedy 5-pound-old wig. This is a dragon scale Alocasia. I love the texture of the leaves. This leaf is a funny shape, but I absolutely love it. It gives the plant character. These are my banana trees. On the left, we have my first one, George. I thought I unalived him, then I really learned how to take care of them, and the fact that they're perennials. I learned that both of these guys enjoy moisture, regular misting, and stripping back of any old dead leaves, and they'll bounce right back. Behind me, I have the top shelf, and on the top shelf are where all of my pricey plants are. And at the time, it seemed like a really good idea because that window in particular gets early morning sunlight, and it also gets full use of my grow light. But what I didn't take into account is when it is sunny, just how intense the sunlight can be. And I remember waking up, coming to check on the plants, But by the time I'd even checked on the plants, the weather was cloudy. So it must have been first thing in the morning. And when I looked at the plants, they were absolutely scorched, all of them. So I'm going to show you the top shelf now. This is my Syngonium albo, and it is just the most beautiful plant, but she got scorched in the sun. Let me get a little bit closer here. You can see the damage here. She's still though managed to produce a new leaf, and it's all white, although it's not all white. So I've got a bit of faith that maybe this leaf may survive, as there is a little bit of chlorophyll in there. Normally when you have an all white leaf, because there's nothing to absorb the sunlight, the plant will eventually discard it. So just to see a little bit of green, I have some hope that the plant may choose to keep it. But again, I am mortified, absolutely mortified at the burn marks there. This huge plant is a gloriosum, and the leaves are just beautiful. I love the heart shape and the veins as well. Now from a distance you can't really tell the damage, but if we get a little bit closer, you can see all the markings around the sides, and it's more prevalent at the back. I need to find a new spot for it because it's just not happy up there on the top shelf. This plant took a real long time to get going. It's actually two, I combined them into one. I actually bought the larger one. I may have been a little bit tipsy when I ordered the larger one. It turned up all the way from France. I had no clue what it was. I was like, oh, when did I order that? But once again, in that sunlight, it got absolutely fried. It has some beautiful variegation, and I've got to say it's one of the ones that I love. Now that it's settled, it's starting to grow new leaves really quickly, and it loves the grow lights, but just not the direct light from the sun. So once again, this is another plant that's going to have to get moved from the top shelf. Now this plant is the absolute definition of struggle bus plant. She's such a mess. She's got this beautiful long leaf. What happens with this plant is every time she produces a new leaf, she kind of wraps herself the wrong way, which means that every single leaf that she produces, she will always be damaged. I had to give her an operation just to separate the leaf from the stem. Hopefully in the next few days the rest of the leaf will unfurl, and she you know, most people would give up on this plant. I paid 40 or 50 pounds for it, but because she's just so special, now I love her. I love her with all my heart. I've never seen a plant that is just so ridiculous, but I can't help but love her and love her uniqueness, so she stays. But she does have a big brother, so once again he's got a tear here. This was my own fault. When I opened up his packaging, I accidentally ripped him and I was devastated, and he did not like me for a long time. I think it took around about 6 weeks before I saw any form of new growth, but he did follow through. I was really shocked when I saw where he decided to make a new growth point, but he did it, and he's produced his first new leaf. So let me show you. An absolutely perfect new leaf. My mind is boggled. He's also producing his third leaf, so I'll do a close-up of that as well. Now currently it's just in perlite and sphagnum moss, but I do want to transfer it to soil, although it's so happy. I think, why am I pushing it? Now the question is, I'll let you guys answer it. Do I combine the two, or do I just leave them to grow separately? I don't know. I think maybe I need to resist the urge of combining. I think maybe probably keep him separately, and grow him vertically, and then the other one let her just do her own thing. But I want to know your thoughts. So let me know in the comments section below what you guys think I should do. This section I'm going to show you some of my big guns. This is Deanna. She's my giant peace lily. I've not too long had to cut back some of her flowers, but yet she still seems to be producing more. The size of this plant is absolutely insane. As long as I keep her soil moist, I don't have any issues with her whatsoever. This is my weeping fig. This little ficus is the definition of unbothered. I don't have to do anything with it. Guys, meet mooncake. Mooncake is my Calatheas orbifolia. When I tell you I've come to blows with this plant so many damn times, it doesn't like to be too wet, but it doesn't like to be dry. It's taken 4 months and 7 positions to finally find it a space that it likes. Yes, she's got crispy leaves and some brown spots, but I don't care. We needed to go through that to understand each other. But now, she's just stunning. And have you ever seen an orbifolia so big? She's just awesome. If you've seen my IKEA video, you would have seen how this massive plant somehow fell into that basket. Well, of course, I just had to take him home. But in a later video, I showed you how he had a colony of aphids inside one of his new leaves. But I can safely say, once I've removed all of those, he has just produced new leaf after new leaf. In fact, he currently has 3 new leaves growing right now. He is huge. I'm still learning with him. He's got some yellow marks, crispy leaves, and some holes in some of his leaves. But with regular moisture and misting, he's doing good. This is Lucy. She's my giant elephant ear. She spent summer on the cloud garden, but due to her big leaves, now it's windy, she's been inside for about a month. She's a real light hog, and because of that, she's damaged her leaves by touching the window. She doesn't like the cold glass. You guys, Calatheas, whatever you want to call them. These plants, man. I think you guys already know what I'm about to say. Let me show you my white fusion Calathea. So I got this for around about £60, and as you can see, it's just absolutely the most stunning plant. And let me show you her development since then. Goodbye. Oh my gosh, this plant. She had spider mites, aphids, mealybugs. She had, what else did she have? She had fungus flies. She had everything. It's like she was a shining beacon in her white pot to anything that was out to destroy her. Child, this plant. And I was like, listen, I paid £60 for you. There is absolutely no way that I'm going to be giving up on you. Girl, I cut her off. And I will say, look, she is now beginning to produce some really tired, crappy new leaves. But listen, I paid £60. I'm getting my money back. Try it. Let me show you my white star Calathea. So a while back I did a video on her. She did have spider mites. I did the treatments. The treatments went well. And let me show you what she looks like now. Like, these plants, can you even But what I will say, guys, is there's so much green on here, it means that the plant's not actually dead. So I am convinced that I am going to be able to bring this plant back to life. Now, what I made sure to do is chop off the leaves, but not the stems all the way down, because that is where she seems to be producing her new leaves. God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just hoping for the best. I've got no idea, but I'm not giving up, because once again, this was another £60. And I'm telling you this now, there's absolutely no way that I'm not going to get my money's worth. This next plant is so basic. I don't even know how I managed to kill it. I mean, I don't know how I managed to help it transcend into the afterlife. It's a coffee plant. Girl, stop it. You can hear it crunching. Like, I've been clinging onto it for dear life. I'm like, oh no, I still see a bit of green. If I just put it in some water, you know, maybe it's just gonna come back to life. Maybe it's just gonna, no, child, it's gone. It's gone. It is gone. No, immediately, no. This, just, no. Today, I'm fully accepting and taking accountability of the fact that this plant is no longer. I'm sorry, girl. I tried. Oh, how embarrassing. You know, everyone tells me, oh, snake plants are just so easy. You just put them in the corner. Oh, mine's growing 6 foot. It's so amazing. Oh, child, have you ever seen anything as pathetic as mine? Oh, I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean that you're pathetic. You're beautiful. It's just that, like, girl, what is you doing? Like, sorry, does anyone else talk to their plants like that? But child, like, and girl, I gave you one of my good pots as well, and you'd be doing me like this. Child, mess. I don't even know how I have the audacity to sit here and blame this plant. No, she's producing some brand new leaves and they are looking nice and lush. Maybe, I'm sorry, I will try. I tell you why, it's because I just forget about her and I forget to water her, and I think the problem is mainly underwatering. Like, when I say I forget, I mean I remember, like, oh shit. I go like, oh crap, I forgot about you. Sorry girl, you deserve better. I'm sorry I failed you. Of course, my OG plant, the one that started it all, is this guy behind me. This is Chad. I absolutely love this plant. He's my OG, man. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even have been interested in houseplants. I've always been more concerned with the balcony garden, but this guy changed my life. If you want to know more about Chad, I do have a video specifically on him and my care tips for him. But since that video, you guys, I cannot believe it. I had lit a candle and I had the candle on the table and it was nowhere near Chad. But what I didn't factor in is that obviously heat rises, and as the heat was rising, it burned off some of his leaves. And when I tell you, this is the first ever mark or discoloration on Chad whatsoever. And when I saw it, I felt like I had neglected my child. When I tell you guys, I cried, and I don't even mean like a little cry, I mean it was pure on ugly cry. You would have thought that like I was at a funeral or something. Chow, it was so embarrassing. Once I finished crying, it's like, Jason, you are crying over a plant. Are you serious? Anyway, he's bounced back. He's doing absolutely fine now. Since that last video, I know I said I was going to repot him, but because I wasn't sure what was happening with the Thai constellation, I didn't want to repot him straight away, just in case there was an issue with my soil mixture that I created. But now that I know that the constellation is fine, I am going to be repotting Chad very, very soon. This lady lives right next to Chad. She is a Monstera, I'll just put it here because I can't say it. I keep calling her a Monstera pina colada. Now, just like most Monsteras, it's a vining plant, and she has made this really, really long vine. Now, what I want to do is let her grow upwards so her leaves get even bigger. I mean, some of them are huge already. And she's already beginning to make some fenestrations here as well, so you can see some of the holes. But she's just a really awkward shape. So I've got to try and find a way to make her grow up. Or alternatively, I could chop and prop this and then add it to a pot. But you know me, guys. Now this is Brad. Brad is my Monstera Addisonii monkey face. He is now very charming. Me and him, I have a love-hate relationship with Addisonii, and it's because of him. He and I did not get off to a great start. I didn't know what I was doing with him. Everything that everyone else was saying to do with him just didn't work. I overwatered him. I had him in too much direct sunlight. In fact, you can even see from the stems just how much he has lost and how much he's dropped. But he is producing some new growth and he is happy. What I ended up doing is I bought another plant and I separated them and combined them. So now I've actually got two different plants, and I will show you that one a little bit later. He happens to be in my bedroom. Now I've got a giant bookcase that's coming and some more shelving. In fact, it's arrived today. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get everything up on the shelves, and then I've got a load of plants outside that need to come in for winter. So once I've rearranged everything inside, I will come back and do a tour later on in the year. Oh, you know what? Actually, I've got one or two plants in my bedroom. So let me show you those. Guys, please, it's not what it looks like. Okay, so I may have one or two plants in my bedroom. I feel like I've clickbaited you. No, but honestly, I didn't really realize how many plants I had until I started to record this video. So if you want to come back and see my bedroom tour, give this video a like and let me know in the comments. We'll be sure to record a second part of the houseplant tour so that you can see everything. What I will say is, apart from the Addisonii and a couple of pothos, none of the plants are the same. Anyway, I hope that you've really enjoyed hanging out with me. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and join the CG family. And make sure that you click that notification bell so that you don't miss the next upload. So, see you again soon. Bye!